everybody, what's going on? For those of you who don't know, I am currently in the Philippines right now. In fact, I've been here for like somewhere around 10 days at this point, I think. So you may be asking yourself, so Mark, what are you doing in the Philippines? Good question. I have the honor and privilege of serving alongside more than 100 volunteers from around the world in a large-scale medical mission under the organization called A.R.M.S, that's Asian Relief Medical Services. People flew from around the world to be a part of this team. Definitely there's some from a bunch of different states, and there's a huge group from Okinawa, actually Japan. But my favorite part is that there's a bunch of Filipino men and women serving here and leading us along the way. There's pastors. In fact, a lot of the pastors that I got to meet on my last trip back in November are here, and we're all serving together. And that's seriously one of my favorite parts, is that this is very much Filipino led. And even after everyone's gone, the Filipino leaders and pastors are going to be the ones that are here, continuing to build relationships and continue the work so that it's is way more sustainable in the long run. I just wanted to kind of tell you sort of what we've been up to and how the flow of things are. So the first step is that we all show up on site as a team, and we bring all the supplies and we set it up at a local school that has been prearranged. People start off by registering so that we can keep track of how many people there are. From there they go to hear the gospel, and they get to hear somebody tell their testimony. From there they just move on down the line. They go get kind of their vitals checked out, and then they go to triage, and then they go to medical or dental or even minor surgeries right there on site. And then we have kind of a pop-up pharmacy with tons of medicines and various things that depending on what people need, they get the subscription and then they go there. And not only do they get the medicine, but then somebody will explain to them how to use it and when, and then even provide kind of an idea of how to prevent things in the future. So they get educated on it as well, which I think is really cool. From there they move on to the last station, which is prayer and healing. There have been some really powerful stories, some really hard stories too though, you guys. Like, I mean, we're laughing and there's joy and there's happiness and everything, but there's also people that are suffering, like really suffering, and have very obvious cancers and tumors and things that were injuries even as much as 10 or more years ago that were never given treatment, never got x-rays, because they just simply can't afford it. It's been really hard to see those things, but it's also been a huge blessing to see people receive that attention for perhaps the first time ever. On the medical side of things, on the dental side of things, those dentists have been busy at work, man. A lot of teeth that are just rotten and in pain being able to at least be pulled out. And some people are able to actually get fillings right there on the spot. Yeah, surgeries right there in the room, like with the team and all the tools that they need, just right there to give people surgeries on the spot. Just some numbers to kind of just run by, some general numbers, is that the dentists have been seeing over 150 people a day. The medical team has seen over 500 people on average every single day. And this is kind of crazy to me, but there have been about 16 to 18 surgeries every single day right there in the school. We've served on average probably like 600 or 700 people a day, even more. And there have been hundreds of people that have made decisions to follow Jesus every single day. There have been dozens and dozens of healings documented right there and witnessed by many people, like physical healings, spiritual healings, burdens lifted, like eyes opened, shoulders, like sore shoulders gone, arms that weren't able to lift in the air, like lifting them up in the air, people walking out, that weren't able to walk very well before. Just incredible things that you just can't make up. That part has been so cool to witness. There have been some miracles happening in that prayer room. So as you can imagine, it has been amazing to be a part of, you guys. I've never witnessed anything quite like this, especially on the mission field, to this capacity and this holistic in every single way, physical, mental, spiritual, right there investing into the community with locals, with nationals that are going to take ownership over it to be sustainable. You guys, it's super cool. So we've done 4 of 7 sites so far. So the next 3 days in a row, we're gonna finish up different sites, different communities every single day. And then after that, after this thing is officially over and other people go back home, wherever that is, Edwin, if you remember Edwin, and Pastor Renee, if you remember Pastor Renee, And David, he's the president of Christians in Action Missions International. We're all gonna head over to Palawan, which I went to in November, and head up to the mountains to that beautiful, awesome community up in the mountains that we went to before. We're gonna continue to build relationships and see what's going on the water project, meet up with the other pastor Renee and his wife and family. It's gonna be really, really cool, but we'll get there, we'll get there. And the last thing that I wanna say for now is once again, a huge giant shout out to everybody that supports Mosaic International Ministries on a monthly basis and those who gave specifically to make this trip a possibility. I could not do it without you, and we could not do it as a team without people that are generous, that want to send us to come and be a part of what God is doing here, and to invest into people and just give it away. So thank you for giving to the people of the Philippines and sowing into their lives. It is an honor and privilege for me to be able to represent you to people here. Oh, one more last shout out to those of you who are part of this team that maybe this is the first vlog that you've been watching. Hi! Okay, I'm gonna stop for now. Well, until next time you guys, do justice, love mercy, and walk humbly. All right, bye.